The movement across the country has been restricted due to the nationwide lockdown, and stray animals are finding it difficult to survive due to the lack of food or shelter. Now, at a time like this, an animal shelter in Bengaluru called Charlie's Rescue Group are feeding the strays and other animals as well. They are also providing shelter to abandoned animals at the shelter house, and every day they also receive calls to rescue animals in distress due to COVID-19. My colleague Prajal Prasad brings us a report from Ground Zero.
At a time when India is going ahead and battling the deadly COVID-19 disease, the animals are also facing a lot of problems over here, and especially the strays as well. And people, many of them have locked up their cats as well as their dogs inside their houses. They're not even planning to inform the authorities over here. We're also seeing that many of these animals too are being abandoned. Right now we are here at Charlie's Animals Rescue Center. We have the doctor. Let's go across and speak to her, ask as to what needs to be done during these times. Ma'am, first and foremost now, going ahead and looking at it. You know, many of the people think because of cats and dogs, they contract COVID-19. How true is it, and what do you want to say?
No. So there is no chance of spreading COVID-19 from dogs or cats. So because they are different types. So there is no need to worry about the thing that it gets spread from the dogs to human beings. So I guess there is no need of abandoning your pets because of this thing, like it might spread from dogs to the animals, so to the people.
Also now going ahead and looking at it, can these dogs or cats contract COVID-19 from human beings?
The thing is, when the people touch who are positively, if they have the virus and they've touched the pet, and if any other one, if the pet is not cleaned properly or not sterilized properly enough, any other person who is not contacted with the COVID, if they touch the animals with their hands, like bare hands, like chances of them spreading with it are there.
So what sort of advice do you want to give to those people who are abandoning their pets, but at the same point of time you have also been receiving a lot of calls, is what we understand now. So at this point of time, what are your tips for pet care?
So nothing to worry about your pet. First of all, if you have your own pet, if they're already vaccinated, so we are practicing from a very long time. So at the age of 3 months, they usually can get vaccinated for coronavirus because both are different types. The human type what COVID-19 and what the animals have, they are different. So you can get the pet vaccinated, and the other thing is like keep the pet clean and give them regular shower, whatever, and keep them on proper diet and let them not get in contact with the other people out there, and there is nothing to worry about the spreading from the pets to human beings. So that is more than enough.
Thank you so much, Doc. So clearly going ahead and looking at it, we are seeing that even the doctor has given in their expert advice. Let's also go across and speak to the volunteers. Going ahead and looking at it, Kirtan, now, how many calls do you receive in a single day for this rescue as well? Because we are seeing that majority of them, they say that they have been traumatized as well. So how difficult do you find it to bring them back to normalcy?
So what happens is, in a day before COVID-19, we would be receiving around say 30 to 40 calls, but right now because everybody is staying indoors and they've been coming across all these injured animals, so the calls have drastically increased. So I could say we get around 100 calls, more than 100 calls in a day. But what happens is, at times we'll have to analyze which case is actually important to be picked up. Like there are people who call us saying that there is a dog which is barking every day. So we don't have to attend for those kinds of cases wherein we've been receiving a lot of accident cases. Though we say there are no much of traffic on the road, but because people are speeding up and they've been hitting dogs and cats, and so we've received a lot of calls. In this particular month, we've rescued around 230 to 240 dogs in the max, yeah.
Okay. How are you able to take care of so many dogs in the shelter house, or do you also identify points where these dogs and cats can be dropped off and others will take care of it? How does it work for you?
So what happens is, the people who've been reporting all these cases have been really helpful. So what they do is, they make sure that, once the animal is all fit and fine, we release them back at the same place where we found them. So another thing what happens is, like in the shelter right now, we have around 75 to 80 residents, which had to be looked after by all our staffs here. So the staffs who are from Gauribidnur have not been, going back home from last 1.5 months. So they've all been staying here. So to be honest, they're the only reason wherein we could, do all these services. Without them, it's going to be very tough.
Okay. More so going about and speaking about your founder as well. So, who's your founder and how do you guys, fund the entire rescue process?
We've been getting some really good funding from people, and that's how we are able to, sustain and do the service. So our founder trustee, who's quite popular when it comes to animal welfare, her name is Sudha Narayanan, and she's the founder trustee and the proud mother of Charlie. So she's the inspiration for all of our youngsters to work in the space.
It's nice to meet such people during these times because there is a lot of negativity that is being portrayed. But we also want to bring the best of Bengaluru and what we as a city, a responsible city, have to go ahead and offer. Let's go across and speak to Mr. Anirudh himself. Feeding 3,000 to 3,500 dogs is something which is massive. What do you want to say about this particular drive and how have you been associated with Charlie's Animals Rescue Center?
First of all, I need to thank Sudha Narayan ma'am and Kirtan here, who has been amazing support for us, and Bangalore City Police. They have been amazing. They have helped us, and they have helped us to even go around, feed the dogs. Palace grounds has been cleared, Lal Bagh, Kabban Park, any park. All the volunteers there, the horticulture, everyone are going to help us. Even the local MLAs and MPs, they are supporting us for feeding the dog. This is how we have around 85 to 100 volunteers across Bangalore. Thanks to all Bangalore people, and I hope nobody abandons their dog from now on.
We're also having some other volunteers as well. Let's go across and speak to them too and ask them as to what they need to say about it. What do you want to say to, one message coming from you to all those people who are abandoning their pets or locking them up, not giving food, or they have been locked for days together but they have still not informed them and they have been stranded in other parts of the country or other parts of the city or else state as well. What do you want to give?
See, it's already conveyed that these animals not spread COVID virus to the humans. So there's nothing to worry about that. So people of Bangalore and people all over the world, you don't have to get panic at all. Okay. So, and keeping that in mind, so please not abandon your pets on the streets.
Thank you so much. So clearly going ahead and looking at it, definitely all these volunteers, the founding member, the trustees, the vets as well, I think everybody deserves a special mention over here because what matters most now is that not only to take care of the needs of the human beings, but also of these mute animals as well because they can definitely not emote. And what they could do for us is only shower love and what we could do for them is also go ahead and give them some love, some care as well. With camera person Sushil, Prajwal Prasad reporting for News 9, Bengaluru.